Well, good morning, Quirky Birds. It's Lynn here, and time for episode 2 of your daily art challenge. Now, today we're going to be working with the colour brown, and we're going to be adding a little bit of detail to our little Jack Russell Terrier. Again, we're going to be working from light to dark, so we're going to start off with the paler colours, and we're also going to be quite loose. So just like we were yesterday with all of the detail and the grey, we're going to be very, very similar in style today with the colour brown. Now, with the colour brown, you're wanting to mix a little bit of sort of orange in there as well, just so it's got a little bit of the warmth to the colour. And we're going to start by putting in a little bit of detail just on the top of the little puppy's head. So we'll bring some of that colour just along the edge of the ear. And again, just being very, very loose with it. This is the bit where you're going to have to trust the process. You're going to look at it certainly overnight before we move on to the next episode tomorrow. And you're probably not going to be too happy with it. You're probably going to feel that it doesn't quite look right. But do please trust the process. And it will look lovely. We can bring a little bit of the paler brown under the eye and just around his nose there. Now the brown is just going to remain on the face of the dog. We're not going to bring the brown any further down into the body. Of course, if you've got a particular little dog in mind, then you can adapt the colours accordingly. And this little illustration is based on King Charles's dog Beth. Now he has got another one called Bluebell, and Bluebell is black and white, so you could do them both if you wanted to. Okay. So just while that brown is drying, we'll pick up a little bit of black and we'll pop a little bit of black onto his nose. So we just want to have a couple of little nostrils there on his little nose. And then we can just use the tip of the brush and we'll just dab a little bit of the black down onto his muzzle. And we can do the same just along this line here, just very, very lightly. If you feel that it's gone a little bit too heavy, then just dry your brush off and just go back over the black, just using that dry brush. It just dilutes it ever so slightly. Okay, and we'll just bring a little bit of that grey up the front of his little muzzle. Just along the edge of that flash there. Okay, so the next colour that we're going to use a slightly darker brown. And again, we're just going to build up these layers of colour. So again, we can just start to just loosely dabble the paint on. Build up that colour on the top of his head. Do the same over his ear. I'll bring a little bit round the nose. And then we can use a little bit of pink. So you only need the smallest amount of pink, so you can just mix a little bit of the red and the white together just to get that really nice sort of pale pink. And we'll just put a little flash into his little paws. And we'll do the same on the other side. I'm just going to use a little bit of the pink just around his little mouth. And we can go back to that black. And we can just overpaint the eyes. So you've already done it with the marker, with your fine liner. So just use a little bit of the paint just to get a really nice finish on those eyes. We'll just add a little bit more warmth to our little dog now. So we'll go back to the lighter shade of brown, and this time we'll add a little bit more of the orange just to get a really nice richness and warmth to the colour. And we're going to use that colour just around the inside of the ear. Again, we can overlay the colour. Pop a little bit of that richer colour along the top of his head. Along the ear. And then the last little bit that we're going to do for today is just going back to the colour pale grey. And then I'm just going to use the grey just in a couple of the areas where it's a little bit white and too bright. Now all of this is going to form the underpainting. We'll be dealing with a little bit more texture tomorrow. And we can use the grey, and we'll just put another couple of little areas of shading on the main body of our little dog. So we'll come around these paws again. Put a couple of little flashes under his tummy. And then lastly, still using that grey, we can just put a little bit of shading along the front, around the bunting. You're not going to be too heavy, just keep it nice and light. Okay, so that's it for our little dog at the moment. I'll be back again tomorrow where we will finish off our final details in paint before heading on to Friday, which of course is Fine Liner Friday. So please do enjoy the process, please do enjoy painting your lovely little dog, and I'll be back again with you all tomorrow. Goodbye.